Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's good to hear. I'm not even hearing you today, but it's good for you to hear me today, I guess. Maybe you're already annoyed at what I gave you yesterday. Today, we're going to find the volume of cylinders and cones. This is like easy stuff, man. Like easy. First of all, this is the first page that shows up when you pull up that PDF. And this is the reference page, and it also has a couple of examples that I'm going to do for you on this page. But today we're worried about these two here, the volume of cylinders and cones. Tomorrow we'll be doing the volume of spheres and hemispheres. A hemisphere is just half of a sphere. That will be tomorrow, but today, cylinders and cones. The formulas you have to worry about are this one right here, pi times the radius squared times the height. That is the volume of a cylinder equals pi times the radius squared times the height. And for the cone, this is the formula here. Volume cone is pi times the radius squared times the height. Then you have to divide by 3. Notice that they're almost exactly the same. The cylinder is pi times the radius squared times the height. Cone is that same thing divided by 3. Now, a couple of things. The height on a cylinder is from here to there. So that's the height. Cool. Sometimes these are laying on their side. Think of this as like a can of beans, man. Sometimes cans of beans are laying on their side, whatever it is. Pop can, whatever it is. Sometimes they're laying on their side. When we're talking about height, we're talking about the distance between the circular bases, okay? And the radius goes from the center out to the edge of one of those bases, okay? The circle part, that's the radius. Yeah? Now, some of them will give you diameter, man. Remember, if it's diameter, you have to cut it in half to find the radius, okay? Same deal on these. The height goes from the tip of the cone right down through the middle of it to the center of that circle, and you will see a right angle sign like that. That is the height. Cool? The radius is the distance from the center of that circular base out to the edge. That is the radius. Those are the two things only that you need to do these problems. And tomorrow we'll talk about spheres. But just plug the numbers. All you need is radius and height, man. When you have radius and height, plug them into the things, punch it into your calculator, and giddy up. Okay? Now, a couple of examples. First one. There is a cylinder and a cone right here. Okay, so cylinder and cone right here. Let's do these two together. And I need the radius and the height. Remember, for the volume of a cylinder, we have to go pi times the radius squared times the height. So the volume of this thing equals pi times the radius squared. The radius is from the center of a base out to the edge. This one says it is 4 centimeters. So pi times 4 squared, don't forget to square it, times the height. Remember, the height is the distance between the two circular bases. Remember I said they could lay on their side sometimes? That says 12 centimeters. So times 12. So if I want the answer to that, I just punch it into my trusty calculator. Volume equals pi times 4 squared. Turn on. pi times 4 squared times 12. Boom. What the? No. That's not right. Pi times 4 squared times 12 equals. This calculator's jacked up. Hang on, I gotta pause for a second. Hey, if you want it to work, I think we need to use the Baby Yoda calculator that Barrick drew for us. Okay, try that again. Pi times 4 squared times 12. Boom. 603.18. Let's round to the nearest tenth. So that's 603.2. So the volume of this cylinder is 603.2 centimeters, and it's volume, so we're doing cubed. Boom, baby. Man, that looks good, too. Cool. That's a cylinder, man. They're all the same. The only difference is sometimes it would, like, instead of giving you the radius, it gives you the diameter. So if it gave you the diameter here would be 8, and you'd have to, like, cut it in half before you used it. Yeah? So that's the only thing that might be tricky on these. Okay, this next problem then. The one with the cone. Hard to see, but this is the height, and it's the same stuff as the other one. So the height, 12 centimeters. Zoom, you sucker. And the radius, it says, is 4 centimeters. Okay? So, again, we're doing the same thing. Volume of a cone equals pi times the radius squared times the height, and then you have to divide by 3. Dudes, it's the exact same thing, only you have to divide by 3 at the end. Okay, so let's do it. Volume equals, we've already done most of this, man. Pi times 4 squared times 12, and then we have to divide by 3. Easy. Pi times 4 squared times 12, which we already know is 603.2, equals, divide that by 3, equals 201.06. So if we round to the nearest tenth, that's 201.1. So the volume of this equals 201.1 centimeters cubed. Boom. Easy. I mean, that's easy. Right? I hope you think that's easy. This last one, just give you some words. So let's see if we can do this, and we'll actually kind of draw a picture. And we'll do the picture over on the left and the work on the right. It says, find the volume of a cone with a diameter of 8 meters and a vertical height of 9 meters. So a cone, ooh, that's bad. Cone, dang, look at that, dude. If I really want to make it nice, you put these little dashed things on the stuff that's in the back, and then it looks more professional and mathy. Look at the precision of that, kids. Okay, so it says with a vertical height of 9 meters. Look, I'm changing colors. Vertical height of 9 meters. So from here down to the middle is 9 meters. 9 meters. And it says a diameter of 8. So from here to there, all the way across to the other side is 8 meters. Okay? Find the volume of that. So, again, volume of a cone is pi times the radius squared times the height It's a cone, so we have to divide by 3. Yeah? So volume equals pi times radius squared. The radius here, kids, is not 8. Okay? That's the diameter. We have to cut it in half. The radius then is 8 divided by 2, which is 4. So pi times 4 squared times the height, which is 9. And we have to divide that all by 3. So, trusty Baby Yoda calculator from our friend Barrett Gatuka. Pi times 4 squared times 9 equals, divide by 3 equals 150.79, so 150.8. So the volume of that cone equals 150.8 meters volume cubed. Hey, now here's the deal. I know some of you are thinking, is the radius always 4? No, the radius isn't always 4. It just happened to be on those 3 problems. Okay? All right. Last bit, I will do a couple of the problems in the actual assignment for you. So hopefully you're able to follow along that and take some notes. Let's just look at some problems here. And let me tell you that this is just kind of easy, man. It says use 3.414 for pi. I don't care whether you use 3.14 or whatever you use, okay? But let's do this kind of number 2, this funky-looking skinny one, because it looks different than what we've done so far, okay? So it gives us a little bit of information here. First, it says that the radius of this is 1/2 inch, and the height is 24 inches, and it says used for pi 3.14. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to push the pi button on my calculator. Please use Desmos and just put in pi. So it's a cylinder, so the volume I know equals pi times the radius squared times the height. Pi times radius is 1/2 inch. Now, you can put in 1/2 in Desmos if you're using Desmos, or we can change it to a decimal, which would be 0.5 squared, yeah, times 24. So one of two ways. If you're punching it into Desmos, you can go pi times 1/2 squared. That might be kind of funky. You might have to put that in parentheses. So either way, it's going to work out to be the same thing. So, trusty calculator, pi times 0.5 squared times 24 equals 18.84. So I'm going to leave that as 18.8. So the volume of this thing is 18.8 inches cubed because of volume. I feel like I've said that a bunch of times. That easy, man. That easy. Number 3. Let's just do number 3 because it gives us another fraction there. It says that the height of it is 3/4 feet. And it looks like from here to there, that's a diameter. That is 16 feet, okay? So we can't have that. 16 is the diameter. We have to have the radius. So if the diameter is 16, then the radius is 8. So we know our radius is 8, and that comes from that being a diameter. Remember, we have to go 16 divided by 2 to give us that 8, yeah? And the height is 3/4 of a foot. Again, cylinder pi times 8 squared times the height. You could enter that in as 3/4 3/4, or you can change 3/4 to a decimal, which I know is 0.75, which I will do. Okay? So volume of that cylinder is pi times 8 squared times 0.75. Pi times 8 squared times 0.75 equals 150.79, 150.8. So the volume equals 150.8. That would be feet cubed. Now, when you're doing these problems, man, I don't necessarily need to see a drawing of each, although it would be nice. But I do want to see that the work that you did. Some of you are just giving me answers. I want to see the work that you did. Please. Okay, last bit. This is becoming a long video, and I want to make it end soon. So let's just do. Let's do a cone together. So here's a bunch of cones. Those ones look easy. Oh, multiple choice. Wow. What the? Let's do number 12. Just because that's a radius. But it's 8. Crap. Can they choose anything other than 8 as a radius? That's dumb. Hey, there's one. Look. Number 3. So let's do number 3. Together, please. So number 3. Shishing. It's a cone, so cone is pi times the radius squared times the height divided by 3. This here is the diameter, meter, yeah. So the radius then is half of that, which is 2. So the radius is 2. The height is 10. So just punch it in. Volume equals pi times 2 squared times 10 divided by 3 because it's a cone. Okay. Calculate pi times 2 squared times 10. Is that it? Equals, divide by 3 equals 41.88. So 41.9 feet cubed. Oh, there's answers. I choose C. For sure C. Yeah? Hey. Remember who you are and what you stand for. Please message me if you're having any problems with this. I will try to answer your questions. Hopefully these videos help. I'm going to try to make one every day. This is due tomorrow, midnight. You will have another assignment tomorrow, which is spheres and hemispheres. And by Friday, we will end up having a quiz. So we'll review a little bit on Thursday. And then Friday, the big old quiz. Thank you very much. That was an 18-minute video. I'm sorry. Don't eat the yellow snow, man. I think it's snowing maybe right now. No, the sun's shining. Okay, peace.